So I'd like to welcome everybody to our first virtual session of our Caring for Our Watersheds finals. And we're going to have our first session with Morgan and Allison and their proposal, Let's Catch the Rain. So ladies, I'm going to pass it off to you.
Thank you. So as she said, I'm Morgan.
And I'm Allison.
And this is our project, Let's Catch the Rain. So we propose to combat combined sewer overflow, surface runoff, and pollution by promoting water conservation and providing rain barrels and educating our community.
So for our budget, on the left, we have our original budget, and on the right is our revised budget, which is a little bit longer because as we actually planned things out, we realized we needed more products.
So our project consists of 4 components. We are adding 2 rain barrels to our community garden. We reached out to our local elementary school, Vermont, to teach a lesson, and then afterwards we wanted the students to design 2 rain barrels that would later go into their garden. And then afterwards we wanted to reach out via social media to our greater community.
So we have a community garden with 60 garden plots, and we added 2 55-gallon rain barrels to that garden. So to do this, we gathered a group of 16 volunteers from a variety of schools and grades to help us implement it. So first, we had to get permission from our city manager to help us to be able to install gutters to the pre-existing shed to collect the water from that. Then we constructed a stand to put the rain barrels on and then connected them to the gutters, and by the next day, they were already filling up with water. And this aligns with the Sustainable Communities goal by providing our community garden with a recycled source of water rather than getting it from our city stores. And we estimate that at most we'll be able to save 2,295 gallons per year.
So as I said, we reached out to our local elementary and we realized our lesson plan lined up with the 4th grade curriculum. So we taught the 2 4th grade classes an in-depth quality and a deep understanding of the water cycle, watersheds in general, our personal watershed and where we can find them in our community, the human impact on our environment, and how they could help us keep our environment healthy. So after we taught the lesson, we had each class just choose 2 patterns and 1 logo to go on the rain barrels to their garden. After deciding on fish and raindrops, and we went home, sanded, painted, and primed the rain barrels so that later that weekend we could have more volunteers come and help paint the designs on the rain barrels.
So we took those rain barrels and added them to the Vermont Garden, which is a garden run by the elementary school students. So as they're working on the garden, they can interact with the rain barrels.
So in order to do that, we had to create a level foundation and then create a 1-foot stand so that we could put the rain barrels on top of it, have a greater gravitational pull, and so that we could attach different hoses or buckets underneath the spigot.
So to add the rain barrels, we had to go through several different people to get permission, and their one request is that we didn't put the rain barrels at the front of the building, but we still wanted the rain barrels to be near the garden, so we had to connect them to a gutter that was at the front of the building. We considered several different options to be able to redirect the gutter, but we ended up deciding to use 2 rain barrel connectors and attaching them and wrapping them around the wall so that we would be able to use the gutter's water supply.
So after we finished our projects, we wanted to reach out to our greater community. So we did that by designing a website, installing a sign, having an article written, and then reaching out via 3 different social medias. So our sign on the right, we installed by a walkway on Vermont's garden so that anyone who walked past could read about rain barrels, our personal watershed, and they could scan the QR code that leads to our website.
So we created a website as a hub for all of our information, which was shared through the QR code, like we said, and also all of our social media posts through that link. And this website includes a setup guide. So it has all the products that people will need to implement rain barrels and links to all the products as well. And we also put in tutorial videos so that way they know how to set up the rain barrels. We also created an informational page that describes watersheds, our Mill Creek watershed, combined sewer overflow, and the benefits of rain barrels. Then we also put a page with pictures of what we did and descriptions so people could learn a little bit more about how we're helping our watershed.
So through this whole process, after introducing our project to our city, they actually had an intern come and talk to us about writing an article on our project. So we've been in contact with her, interviewing and keeping her in check to have an article written and probably published either in our local newspaper or an online blog. So we had, via Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, we had 3 posts that talked about our project, what our benefits are and what we stand for, and link them to our website so they can learn more and how to install rain barrels themselves.
Right. And yeah, that's our project.
Any questions?
Awesome job, ladies. If you could stop sharing your screen, that would be wonderful. Okay, so judges, do we have any questions for our presenters, Morgan and Allison? Scott?
Yes, good morning, ladies. Thank you for your presentation. Just a quick question on your website and your social media. Can you explain any gauges or monitoring that you've done to get a sense of how wide or well-versed your message was received in the community and also on social media? Just an explanation on any metrics or any monitoring that you've done.
All right, so we posted the Facebook post on a forum with, I believe, 1,300 parents for Wyoming. So we reached out to the adults who could implement these things. And last time I checked, we had a couple hundred likes and multiple comments. And then for our Instagram post, that was posted via our school. Our assistant principal posted that, and so that had 800 followers, and mainly students. So we reached the high school age students. And then our Twitter that post is posted by our superintendent, and so that I don't know the outreach for that due to that being on his, but we gauge that that'll be reached with a different greater community via like different schools.
Okay, yeah, appreciate your answer. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Pat Bruns, and I'm just, a question I might have is you said that the lesson you taught to the fourth graders was aligned with the curriculum. Was it aligned with Wyoming school curriculum or the SDG worldwide curriculum?
So when we talked to the teachers there, they said their lessons on water conservation and the water cycle would line up with the fourth grade state curriculum. So that would be that part of the science department.
Yeah.
And Sue, did you have one final question?
Yeah. Can you estimate how much water you have collected?
Due to the snow and just some other technical difficulties, we have not been able to check in on the barrels. But last time we checked, there has been water in them. I would say at least 2-3 gallons. We weren't able to check this morning with the snow and the rain last night, but prior than that, they had been collecting water. And I talked to the third grade teacher who helps directs the Vermont Garden. So I know they have been using the water to water their food for the Harvest Fest.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Excellent job, Morgan and Allison. Thank you so much for being the first on our virtual presentation. I think it went really, really well. And tune in, remember, Saturday at 10 o'clock to find out our finalist winners. Thank you, ladies.
I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.